it only just occurred to me that we can go from friends to brothers to strangers, and almost certainly life takes its toll, and I'm sitting here giving myself the 3rd degree. And personally, see, it hit me hard. You used to be a friend to me. Now we out of the manners, things change, tides turn, but it only just occurred to me. See, growing up, everything was cool. We ran right like little fools. See, the ends looked after us. We looked up to the elders like we were starstruck. We never had father figures, so when the elders became the father figures, we began to live lives like fatherless figures. It taught us to do it for the hell of it. Fuck the negative. Think about the benefit. You'll be one of us. So with a smile on our faces, we robbed a couple places. Then things started to change. I started to change. See, I fell in with the right crowd. I couldn't see the joys in rolling with sharp toys, but I can certainly get a high of using my pen and my voice. And now you're looking at me like I thought we were boys. But you're trying to ditch me like a used toy, but it's cool though. I got the oldest, fuck you though. And that was it. That was the last time I spoke to him. I get a little shaken at the thought of him. We went from friends to brothers to strangers. And now there's a distant presence in that space where he used to be, and foolishly, I thought I made a mistake. But little did I know that my desire to be different would only get greater later, and I guess the greatest favour that someone ever did for me was to show me that I didn't have to follow the crowd. That anything lost can certainly be found. So I can break away from that stereotypical black youth and straighten my crown. But for him nothing changed. See, he just played the blame game, blaming everyone but himself, claiming it would have made a difference if someone helped, if someone cared about how I felt. He thought he was a hit with the elders, but when reality hit, he took a hit on the shoulder, knocked the chip off his shoulder. Now he's got a chipped shoulder and a bruised ego. I can barely recognise him. I can't even find the words to summarise him. The only thing he knows is what the streets taught him. He's even got elders settling tours for him. We went from friends to brothers and now strangers. See, there's nothing stranger than walking past someone you used to call a brother. Things have a funny way of working themselves out. I'm sitting here caught in distant clouds, realising that the people you grow with are not always the best people to grow with. See, I went one way and he chose the other. And sometimes I wish I was there to remind him that it's all long. And that sometimes walking away doesn't mean you're not strong. See, he had it all wrong. He thought fighting was the only way to prove you're strong. He couldn't back down from a fight. All the anger built up just below the surface. Risked his life for a bag of green. And like a hungry fiend, he wasn't ready to see another man make him look like a fool. All battered and bruised, he fought on. And now a mother's last hope is gone. See, don't be surprised if you and your friends drift apart. Life has many lessons and everyone plays their part.
So when you showed me that ride or die is just to say an uncle would be all the back by. That's why you find it so easy to say bye. I thought we were family more than friends. What happened to the oath we made to stay side by side? I was more than that, and so were you. What happened to the old you? If someone told me you changed sides, I couldn't put it past you. How did your loyalty turn into betrayal after everything we've gone through? How could you look at me like an old fool? Man, I thought we were so cool. Like twins we used to match when we was back in school. I never thought a few years later you'd be looking at me with disgust, as if you're too good, after we grew up in the same hood. I was alone before I met you. No one understood the daily struggles. Then you came around and we became a team no one could push around. We used to run around, no care in the world. Like you, I was fatherless, and all you cared about was putting a stop to our mother's tears. So we lived our lives on top like a soldier with no fear. Before we could afford brands like Nike, it was no fair. How can you forget all the fun we had? The joy we found living wild. You welcomed me into your house, so why is it now you're trying to push me out? When I thought you was done, more than a friend, you were over to me. Welcome to the team. You speak with a chip on your shoulder, thinking you're better than the rest of us. It's funny because it wasn't too long when you was one of us. The older shoulders loved, they brought us up. They made you, me, us. Before that we were lost, two little kids struggling to grow up. How many times did the knife save your life? We couldn't walk into different areas without constantly looking around. But yeah, we loved the thrill. Life was always exciting, especially late at night. Remember the first time we stayed out late till at 9:30? You said you loved the streets and never looked back. So tell me, friend, what happened to your side? They've changed you. You can't even remember who you are. You get so surprised when everybody's there and then you walk past. What did you expect? Your actions were suspect. As soon as you left, more than half of the oldest got caught by feds. Who do you think kept you safe if you secretly up in their nest? See, I never once forgot what ride or die meant. I thought we were boys. I trusted you, showed you love, but yet you still left. So fuck you. Who needs you? I'll be chilling with the rest. And if life pushes someone to pull out a burner, aim at my chest. These will be the last words that I said. How does it feel that you can live a normal life while I still walk around looking around? You were there when we committed how many crimes? We bought trainers and a flashy life with the money we had. Even though the holders brought us up to always safe. How is it that you can stop your mother's prayers and I can't? You turned your back on a brother for a new life. Friends who can't protect your love like I can. When would you finally reflect in order to detect there's something new about you? I struggled to come to a word I can call you. They say a friend in need is a friend indeed. I was there for you when you needed me, but where was you when I needed you? Either way, you're not a friend to me. We went from friends, brothers to strangers.